What is good for the culture family? It is yet another beautiful week in the markets, and we're actually going to take a look at what we're looking at here. So NQ just opened up here, or is opening up here, NQ and YM here. Now we're in an overall bearish market structure. That is my alarm letting me know that it is in fact time for the session. So it is in fact or shall I say, we are in fact looking as if we are closing bullish, but we still have 30 minutes until this 4-hour candle closes. Now, on the 30-minute time frame, we do see that we are in a bullish corrective structure as indicated by the high here, creation of a new higher low, and then a higher high. Now, price is in an overall bearish market structure. Why do we know this? Because we had an impulsive move to the downside. right? We had our impulsive move coming off of Friday, or actually Wednesday is when we started to see this impulsive move to the downside here. And then we just had a huge bearish move on Friday, and this week opening up with a gap down. So our overall market structure, is actually bearish, and we will see how price reacts. Now we have our opening range here. Let's actually take a look at our opening range, and we're also going to pull up our higher time frame power 3 candle as well. So we have our high and our current low for our opening range. We want to see which one in fact it will get swept first. There's a 70% chance that we do in fact see a flip in the opposing direction following a sweep of our opening range low and high. 15-minute candle is currently bearish. 5-minute candle currently bearish as well. All right, so we just got to be patient and wait for our possible setup to show itself, right? And then we'll look for a continuation based trade on whatever the direction is that price is in fact moving in. Currently, we have a pretty stable amount of bearish volume. But the overall 30-minute, or I'm not going to say the overall 30-minute, but the current market structure that we're in is a corrective wave. You got to understand what wave we're in. So we are in a relative corrective wave. We have a gap here that could potentially get filled. And it's looking and appearing that our opening range low, in fact, is getting swept here. So obviously our overall time frame structure is in fact bearish, and especially if this 4-hour candle, which just flipped to being bearish, continues in its bearish path, we'll just look for sells, a continuation based move of the sells to the downside. Now what would indicate that for me? Now I would want to see a smaller time frame break of a low. Goodness gracious, let's get this off here. So we want to see our lower time frame low get broken, which would be, this would be my key area. Now, why is this my key high? Well, we have a high get created here. Let's delete this, wrong one. We have our high get created here, a higher low, and then we go up to push to break and create for a higher high. Now, overall market structure is bearish, and the current candle just in fact flip bearish. If we do see this 4-hour candle close as a bearish 4-hour candle, we will be more inclined to take in our sell positions, and I'll look to get in at the start of that next 4-hour candle with our smaller time frame confirmation. Now, on the smaller time frame, if we take a look at the 1-minute time frame here, or the 5-minute time frame, what are we in? So yes, we are in a corrective wave. We are in a smaller time frame correction of that corrective wave, potentially. Now, why do I say this? Because price on the 5-minute time frame created a high, created a low, a higher low, essentially a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then what do we see happen? A smaller time frame change of character. We see a correction back up into the premium zone, and now a steeper move to the downside. This is an indication that price in fact can close as a bearish candle coming off of this next 4-hour candle, and we'll look for a correction based move for a continuation down to sweep the lows here, right? And that's if we do see our continued bearish move to the downside. I would love to, or that's if either we break this low and we'll see a correction, or this current 4-hour candle closes as a bearish candle. We still have 25 minutes until this 4-hour candle closes, so we want to give it its time. There's no news today, so we're not expecting any crazy spikes in volume in terms of our overall market structure. This should be just a simple price action type of day. So we're just going to execute based on our price action, and then, you know, we'll go from there. we will go from there. Make sure that. All right, yeah. So it's just one of those moments where we just got to be patient. Don't want to look to rush anything early this morning. We're going to keep an eye on this 4-hour candle. So I'm actually going to set my candle here to be this 4-hour candle. That way we can just see how the 4-hour candle is forming. We'll be able to see how the next 4-hour candle forms. This is a good sign. You know, price is creating lower lows and lower highs. We can see this sweep to the downside. We did have our opening range low get broken. And generally, well, like I said, 70% chance that we see a flip and then a continuation. So we'll go from there. You know, right now is actually a good time that I can catch up on some things that I need to do. One day these lives will have, you know, hundreds, if not thousands. One day. But that's what I'm here for. Facts. It's probably going to come with its own challenges, but it'll be tough. It'll come with its own challenges, but it'll be tough. That's why we're going to do private Zooms. Because it means more. But for now, we give away the skill. All right, so volume is down. Current market structure is down. We're going to look for a continued sell position based on what the current market structure is showing us. Well, we may look for a continued sell position. We got to see what it is. But as of right now, it is looking as if, you know, volume might be flowing in the bearish direction for today's session. YM coming off of previous 2 4-hour candles closing bearish. If this one closes bearish, there's a good chance we could see a sweep of these lows down here. I definitely want to be involved when the market shows us a possible flip to fill this gap, but I'm not going to fight against what all of this volume, right? So last week we made the mistake of trying to buy on Friday. Price had, or was it Friday? Yeah, price was, where was we at? Somewhere within here. And then on the smaller time frame, we were looking at possible buy positions, I want to say, probably like on the 1 minute. So Friday, yeah, so on the 1 minute looking for a steeper bullish move. So price had created this high, low. We had a triple top here, anticipating price to retest here and break through these highs. And what did we see happen? That was literally the highest point, and we started to see price dump. So then we were able to snag positions within this area for a continuation to the downside, or at least not me. We were able to call these. I got in a candle too early, or 2 candles too early, which wound up being a small loss for me on that trade that I had executed on. So yeah, so we're going to be patient. We're not going to fight against the volume. The current market structure is bearish, so we're just going to look for our continuation-based plays to the downside, right? We're not going to fight this. We're just going to keep going with the trend. Now, what I want to see is a form of a correction. That would be where I would be more inclined to take in sell positions, similar of what we seen happen on Friday, right? We did see this low get broken, but then we seen a correction form to our key level of resistance and then a steeper move to the downside. Obviously, I want to capitalize on this move down. A good amount of volume just pushing in terms of sell pressure here. 5-minute candle closing bearish. I do want to see some form of correction before I look to execute on my potential position, or this low get broken here. That'll offer a position, and we'll be able to scale in based on the next 4-hour candle anyway. So even if we wait here for the next 20 minutes or so, we should be able to scale in on the next 4-hour candle, given that, you know, the 4-hour candle gives us an opportunity. Right now, price is just kind of trailing to the downside. Yes, creating lower lows and lower highs, but I'm expecting this to get corrected with a possible top wick of the next 4-hour candle. Now we have a lot of volume, so, or I'm not gonna say a lot of volume, because price isn't moving super crazy fast, but the volume is higher and towards the downtrend, right? So towards the downside. So we'll just be waiting here. I got all of my accounts, or I'm getting all of my accounts pulled up here, and I looked into a copy trader. Sort of, kind of, like, briefly. Haven't quite set it up yet. I definitely want to test it before I just take it to the live markets. If I could test it across, well, I don't know if I could test it across demo accounts, but definitely want to get more familiar with it before I, you know, actually implement it. So we got a ton of volume here. Price just creating lower lows and lower highs. It's looking like we're gonna close a bearish candle. My lag in here. All right, so we're creeping up here on our area of interest. Let's let me pull OB.
Creeping up on what?
Our area of interest for yeah.
Bro, what the? Bro, where are these?
I was meant to tell you that there was a whole bunch on your desk this morning.
I didn't even leave nothing in here.
Yeah, because I had killed a whole bunch, specifically on your desk.
Good morning. Welcome back to another top-down analysis. Hey, y'all, so let's look at the 4-hour time. The thing is, y'all, the demand played out. What in the world? I didn't take it because I just, it's too early. I'm just not getting on the chart doing my analysis. But the demand actually played out, y'all. That would have been an early.
Yeah, so we're just kind of waiting here, team, for a price to give us a corrective base move, and we can look for a continuation base trade to the downside here. YM still looking a little cleaner than Nas. You can see how Nas is kind of still within this relative bearish or bullish market structure. 4-hour candle appearing to close bearish though. Likely we can get a sweep of these lows. We haven't taken out these lows here. For Nas. YM, we have in fact just taken out the low. Likely we could see some sell pressure to the downside following that low sweep. I'm anticipating Nas to do the same thing essentially. So we'll see if we can get a potential correction and then that low sweep as well for the NQ. See, previous 5-minute candle just opened up.
Well, it might get real crazy in this zone right here because this is a weekly.
This 1 minute looks nice right here.
This the start of the weekly that broke the previous highs.
That stuff is lagging. Oh goodness gracious. 1200? That's crazy work. Gotta be a ton of markets.
Has to be. 'Cause,
Just coming to move yesterday, or not yesterday, but last night as well. But okay, this is a good sign. All right, exactly what we want to see. If we can get this funny counter to close, bearish, that'll be ideal. Or bullish, excuse me. Oh, we did it. Did we break this low? Yeah, it did in fact break low, guys. So you see that here? We have low with that move. So shallow low break. It's a good sign. One correction and then a continuation down. Chat, my back has been killing me about this. Just absolutely killing me. Looks like my stomach.
Oh, what time frame is that?
What?
That big candle.
4 hour. But the stream apparently isn't playing through too smooth. Let's see if I can make this a little smoother. I don't know how I can stream smoother for you guys. I have to look this up. But this will likely be the last week that we do these anyway, so we'll be in the VIP with it. So we'll likely just be on Zoom, which will be a little bit easier to manage in terms of our just being live in general. So that's okay. Yeah, because I can't really find it in here. So that'll be all right. If it lags today and it's all super slow, that's my apologies. I will look to get it better this for tomorrow. Yeah, that's good. All right, so let's go back to TradingView. Pull up our charts here. Nasdaq pulling back extremely hard following this this move here. And remember, we had a sweep of our low first before we got a sweep of the high. This current candle is still bearish. So current 4 hour candle is still bearish. We got 10 minutes until the 4 hour candle closes. As of right now, the 4 hour candle is bearish. We have this gap to fill to this upside. Price could still, but we did break this low, which leads me to believe that price is likely to be in a bearish market structure. But we want to wait for this 4 hour candle to close. That'll give us a better confirmation that price is in fact, bearish. We see a potential flip in the next 4 hour candle and a continuation to the downside. I'll be looking for, possible sell positions here. And Q just immediately rejecting off of that low here. My back is literally killing me, dude. Yeah, so I have to go back and watch this stream, see how it, because I can tell it's pretty laggy over here. 4 hour candle is flipping back near bullish. You said what?
Oh snap! It's still not 10 o'clock yet.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I have this 4 hour candle on my chart. You feel me? So gotta be diligent to, wait for it. We do have a triple bottom just being formed down here. Man, everything is lagging. So I'm gonna end. Nobody's here anyway. End stream. So now that this stream's, I hope it'll play back a little smoother. But I'll keep the recording going so that way I have the recording. All right.
Thing. Flipping bullish.
Mm-hmm. Sweep the low, sweep the high type deal.
Wait. Exactly what it is. Where's my indicator?
I think we're close enough. Don't like